Hey, make sure you check out guitarmerch.com. We've got loads of cool guitar, music, and everyone loves guitar t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs, and everything comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you. Head on over to guitarmerch.com. Hey, everybody. This is Craig Garber. Welcome to Everyone Loves Guitar. We got a really cool guest today. I was fortunate enough a few weeks back, my son and I went to see Deep Purple, and the opening band comes on, and my son and I are like, man, these guys are really good. And here we are. There was the Georgia Thunderbolts with Riley Couzzourt. Did I say your last name correctly?
Absolutely, man.
Great.
You got
Thank you. Thank you. We're with Riley Couzzourt, lead guitar player. And I'll tell you a couple of things that I really liked about him. Besides, he's a killer guitar player. The whole band was great. And I was really excited to have Riley on the show because these guys are going to be moving up in their career. And you're going to be hearing a lot of them. Great classic rock band. Great vibe. Your drummer's on point, man. I mean, the whole band is tight and everything was moving. Few things I liked that I thought were really cool at the show. Number one, your lead singer was so, like all of you guys, the gratitude you have for opening up for Deep Purple. You know, that was very cool that you expressed that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That goes for really anybody that we have the chance to open for, man. We'd like to thank them, and we're just honored to be on stage with them because, you know, when you first starting out, it's going from Mexican restaurants and dive bars to Deep Purple. You really have to be thankful for what you got, you know?
I hear you, man. But it came across like that. It was really nice. And the other thing was, and I told you this when we first spoke, you were singing, you know, you're not a background vocalist, but you were singing all the lyrics, or pretty much all the lyrics. You never see that.
Yeah, man. I love the words that our singer writes. I really, you know, I've never really been a huge vocal or lyrical person. Like a lot of songs, I'm really just into the groove of the guitars and the beat and stuff. But I don't know if it's just because it's my own band or what, but I just really like to dig into the lyrics that our singer writes and just really see where he's coming from with them, you know, and see what kind of mood he's in at the time and what. So I really listen to him a lot. And plus, when you cut the songs, you hear them about 80 times more than you want to hear them. So
yeah, I'm sure, man. But that was a really good doing that to like my son even point. He said, "Dad, look, that guy's singing." I'm like, I know, that was pretty amazing. It really. In the audience, man, you really felt like, number one, this guy really cares. And, you know, that's effort, man. And whenever someone works, you feel that on the receiving end. Yeah. So it was great, man. And it was a real pleasure. And you could just see you were having so much fun too, which was great.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm really glad y'all enjoyed it and had a good time, man. That's all that matters, man, is that people's out there getting entertained and having a good time. That's what counts, for sure.
Absolutely. We had a great time. Let me tell you, everybody, Riley's background. I just want to give a quick shout out to our mutual friend, Brother Greg Martin from the Kentucky Headhunters, the nicest guy on earth. Greg, thanks for connecting us. Riley started playing guitar at a young age, grew up on 80s hair metal and classic country. He's a big fan of Ace Frehley and Slash. He loves hunting and fishing and Gibson guitars. And like I said, I saw them play live. They were great. Bands open for Blackstone. Besides Deep Purple, they've opened for Blackstone Cherry, the Kentucky Headhunters, Blackberry Smoke. Those guys were on here, and Deep Purple. And now they're out with the Outlaws. And these guys are going to be doing really well. I mean, they're just a first-class act. And as a young band, to have that level of professionalism and togetherness and, you know, tightness musically is really cool. In the last 2 years, the Georgia Thunderbolts have released an EP and a 13-song full-length album. And again, I'm expecting we'll be hearing a lot more from them. And the album is called Can We Get a Witness? Great record. We'll talk about a few of the songs on there. Man, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Craig.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Man. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that most of your early musical influences came from your dad. Was your dad musical?
No one in my family that I really knew of even played an instrument. But it was just a matter of, like, you know, going to see other family members or going to the store or whatever and just listen to that music, because that's pretty much all he would listen to. I mean, a lot of things he wouldn't listen to, which I don't blame him now that now that I'm older, but a lot of things that I wanted to listen to, he didn't really allow me to listen to those things. So I just kind of got stuck with Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses, Kiss, and George Jones, Conway Twitty, all that kind of stuff. So
what a combo.
Yeah, man, he listens to a lot of different stuff, but he definitely doesn't play guitar or anything. It's just the fact of riding around with him all the time, and just listening to all his good music out of the little CD players and stuff, cassette tapes and all that.
Very cool, man. And how did you pick up the guitar then?
I used to always like, every time I would listen to a record, like say Appetite for Destruction or something, and I know that's like the most mainstream record. Everybody's heard that record. Every guitar player mentions that record. So yeah, Guns N' Roses, you did a good job, I guess. But it was just the fact of just hearing all the different chords that Slash and Izzy was playing, and all the different leads and just the notes and stuff. It just kind of stuck out to me. That's like the biggest part of music that I really hear, is just how somebody can take a piece of wood with 6 strings on it and just make it sound like that, And I wanted to do it, which it's like a dime a dozen, man. There's a million people that play guitar, but I went and got one from a pawn shop. My dad's always been one, man. He's like, I ain't spending a lot of money until I know you're really gonna do this.
Right.
So we went to a pawn shop and got a pretty cheap guitar, and even then I didn't even really I didn't really get into it a whole lot, but one of the people that I started taking lessons with, they saw potential in me, and I guess seeing them play and stuff really brought it to my eye that, man, this is freaking cool, dude. Like, I really got to pursue this, and make something happen with it. So I finally got into, like, I actually did good, and started learning fairly quick. And from there, man, I kind of gave it up a little bit when I was around 11 or 12, because my dad he'd get so mad at me because I didn't want to play in front of people. It was like I was so embarrassed to play guitar in front of people. So I ended up like quit playing for like 4 or 5 years until I met Bristol, the drummer. And I don't know, he just kind of had a welcoming feeling about music. And I went and jammed with him in his garage, and even when we first started playing together, man, at like these Mexican restaurants and stuff, it was still a little bit embarrassing feeling, sort of shy feeling, but I don't know, the more you do it, the more you see that people are actually interested in you, and you might be okay at playing, it's kind of, it gives you that extra little boost of confidence that makes you want to actually do it, for good. So
that's really cool.
But I was just shy, man. No, I'm sorry. I'm done.
What was that first guitar that your dad got at the pawn shop?
Oh my God, dude. I don't even know what which when I was like 3 and 4, I had some acoustic guitars that, I had gotten from my aunt and uncles. And I mean, they must have really like seen something in me or something that they wanted me to play guitar, because they were buying them at a young age. But the first one my dad purchased, he bought me, of course, an acoustic, and it was like $100 Indiana cheap acoustic. And then the next one I got at the pawn shop, it was called a Dan Electro, and I'm not exactly sure what model it was. It just looked like a Stratocaster.
Yep.
But man, I wish I still had that guitar just for the fact of having it,
Yeah, for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, and I ended up selling that guitar, and then he bought me a Ibanez RG37ODX or something like that, and it had the floating tremolo on it. So of course I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, man, I can't do this. So I was like, I need something else, Dad. And he's, he don't understand because he don't know anything about guitars. He's like, son, I bought you all these guitars. And so I ended up getting a LTD, one of the Gibson Les Paul looking ones, the EC 256. It was like $400, but it had a tune-o-matic bridge on it.
Okay.
And so that was a little easier for me to tune and a little easier for me to restring. But yeah, that was the first guitar, was the Dan Electro, which I think I just screwed around and woke everybody up in the house with that thing. I never even learned any chords on it or anything. So
When did you get into Gibsons, and how'd you get into?
Oh my gosh, I just got into Gibsons like when we first met Richard. I never really could afford something like that.
Sure.
So for five years, I toured with a Fender Strat, a Mexican made that a buddy of our drummer's dad gave me, and I still have that thing. I'll never get rid of it. If I do, like if it ended up where it's like,
Don't
it
get rid of that,
could
man.
go in a yeah. If it did get to where like it was worth a lot of money or something, I would just give it back to him and be like, dude, thank you for letting me play this all these years, you know.
Sure.
But I don't plan on getting rid of it. But when I got into Gibson, when we went in the studio, I was Richard has all these connections, man, and he knows all these people and stuff. So the
He's
first
a wheeler
time we go
dealer,
in the
man.
studio,
Richard's smart. Yeah.
yeah, the first day we're playing our own equipment, and Richard's like, "No, boys, y'all gotta have Les Pauls." So he just calls Greg Martin up, just Greg Martin, and he's like, "Hey, Greg, I need to borrow a Les Paul from you." And I'm like, "What, dude? I'm about to play one of Greg Martin's Les Pauls."
Yeah.
And Greg was so cool about it. He would always leave them at the coffee shop. We'd go pick them up, and that's really when I got into Gibsons, man, because I had heard so much about Gibsons not staying in tune, and just a few bad things about them. And I never had any issues with my Strat, but when I really got my hands on a good custom shop Les Paul from Greg, that's when I realized, man, I really need to get me one of these. So most of the songs that I cut on this last record, Can We Get a Witness, are definitely on a Les Paul. I might have played a 335 on one or two, a Strat, but almost 80 or 90% on a Les Paul. So once we signed with Mascot, I decided that I was going to get a Les Paul, and I told Richard to be on the lookout for one. And so he talked with Greg, and Greg actually had one that he had bought 2018. He only did one tour with it, and I don't know if they just didn't sit right together, or if he just wanted me to have that guitar or what. But he got in touch with me and was like, "Man, I got a guitar for you if you want it." And he said, "I'll sell it to you for what I got it for." And I was like, "Man, are you serious?" And my dad's one of those people now that like he will buy anything if it comes from like Greg or Richard or Chris Robertson, like just for me to have it, because I've gotten so far in this music industry. So he's like, "Oh, Greg's wanting to sell it," and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I'll give you the money." So he paid for it, and then I paid him back over the next year. So I took a loan out to pay off the rest of it. So
that's the gold top you were playing that night.
No, actually, I just bought that gold top here recently. I have an R8 that I bought from Greg, and if you look on most of the music videos that were cut, actually all the music videos, I'm playing that guitar. It's an R8 58 reissue. I want to say it's a Honeyburst.
Dude, I played that guitar, I think, because Greg was down here. Greg was down, not through an amp, but Greg was down here. We were hanging out in the dressing room, and he had his guitar, so I was just noodling around with it. Yeah, just the same as you. It's like, holy shit, I'm just happy to play Greg Martin's guitar.
Yeah, dude, that is very possible. It could definitely be it, because I didn't buy it until 2019 or the end of 2018, I believe. So
yeah,
or 2020. Yeah, I think it was like going into 2020. So of course I buy the guitar, and then we have a pandemic, and I don't even get to play it live for like freaking 6 or 8 months. I'm like, dude, what the heck? So,
and then what made you get the gold top?
Dude, a buddy of mine named John Rimmel he was telling me, he's like, "Man, I really need money right now." And I was like, "Well, dude, I can't afford stuff myself, And he's like, "Well, I just want $1,600 for it." And my eyes got about as big around as a dang headlight. And I had him send me some pictures and stuff. And I was like, "I'll send you the check Monday. Go ahead and ship it my way." And it's cool. A custom shop R6. And I really feel like I've grown more to it. No offense to Greg, which he knows how it is. Some guitars just have that feeling, Yeah,
man.
So, and I still play the R8 a lot, man. I just, I'm really trying to break in that R6. But yeah, so John hooked me up with that, man. And I was very grateful for the deal. I mean, that's sort of a perk to being in this business. You meet all these good people that you know, they're just like, when they get ready to get rid of something, they know who to call. You know, they know who will buy it. So I got lucky and bought that, man. But
it sounded great. Well, it sounded I mean, the whole night your sound guy was really good as well.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, everything sounded fantastic.
Yeah, I really love the way that, I don't know if it's just the way that I, you know, as Greg says, the tone is in the hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's my hands matched with a P90 or what, but I love it, dude. I love P90s now. That's the first set of P90s I've ever played, and I'm really hooked to them, honestly.
You know what? This guitar here, it looks like a Les Paul. It's an Eastman. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It's my first P90. It's got Lawlers. I don't think I can play. I mean, that 335 was my number one, and it kind of still is, but I know exactly how you feel. It's just magical, the P90s.
Yes. I mean, you dial your volume down, it's like you're playing a freaking telly, and then you turn it up, and it's like a Les Paul again. It's crazy.
Really cool. There's a telly out now. Schecter has a new telly, and it's got a P90 in the neck, I believe. And no, in the bridge. So it's inexpensive. It's so inexpensive. I'm kind of like questioning it, but you know, apparently it's, well, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes is there a reason why it's so inexpensive? But they're made in Korea, and they do, you know, that's their thing. They have good value. So I'm thinking about maybe picking up a used one just for the P90, man.
I remember Yamaha did one. It was it had a Texas Special in the bridge, and it had a P90 in the neck. I wanted one of them so bad, but I talked myself out of it so many times. I was just like, you know what, it ain't for me right now. So, but no, those guitars made in Korea are fabulous, man. Like I have a Dean ML. I'm a huge Dimebag Pantera fan, so I bought one of those, which they actually discontinued making them in Korea. I'm pretty sure they're only made in China now, I think, or I don't know. I may need to do my research on that. Nobody quote me on that. But
Dean is down here. They're actually down here in Tampa.
Well, yeah, they have a US model, but I think like all their cheaper, lower end guitars, I haven't seen one. I can't find one made in South Korea anymore.
Oh, a lot of people are making stuff there. Michael Kelly, I met a few luthiers that are making stuff there.
Yeah, which I could totally be wrong, man. I hope I am, but I was trying to find one. Our drummer, he wants one so bad, and I was like, dude, that one from Korea, dude, like it's got the legit Floyd 1000 on it. I said it's like legit. But I couldn't find them one, man. They all said China, and they had the Floyd Rose Special on them and stuff. So I don't know, but maybe I just need to do my research.
Reverb. Everything's on reverb, man. What are you playing through amp-wise? Because you sounded great.
It's a Bogner Shiva, and I actually did a lot of tone chasing, man. Like I really went. I mean, of course, like I say, I couldn't afford to go buy all these amps and try them or whatnot, but I kind of let YouTube do my job for me. So I would sit there and listen to amps all day, man. I'd listen to Hughes and Kettner, Marshalls, Orange, Soldano. Soldano is really what I wanted, but that's $5,000 that I ain't got. I ain't gonna spend. But I found the Bogner Shiva, and of course they were like $2,700 just for the head, which I really didn't want to spend either. So, you know, I'm going through listening to all these amps, and I'm like, okay, I'm either buying a Soldano or I'm buying a freaking Bogner Shiva. Like I'm down to my 2 amps that I want. And I was like, man, I'm gonna check Facebook Marketplace, man. So I go on there, and this dude's got a Bogner Shiva head and a cabinet for $1,500. Let's just go get it. He's like, okay. So he actually bought me that. And dude, I love it, man. I actually want one of the 20th anniversary ones, to be honest. And I'm actually in the market for another amp. I missed a great deal on one. Should have bought it. But Greg actually sold Ernie Taylor, another good friend of ours, a 1971 JMP 100 watt. It was one of his backups, like back in the 90s or something like that. And Ernie was wanting to get rid of it. And I waited around too long, and Ernie, he was like, man, I can't get rid of it. I just changed my mind, but I screwed myself on that deal. But if he ever says that he's selling it again, I'll give him whatever he wants for it.
How did you find what was the difference in the Bogner maybe compared to like a Marshall? What made you lean towards a Bogner?
When I was listening to a lot of videos, there was this real staticky, maybe crunchier sound out of the Marshall, and I didn't like it. Which, I mean, I played a few of them, like some cheaper models, like the 2000 and stuff, and of course they didn't sound nothing like I wanted.
Yeah.
Which, now that I actually, what's funny about that is the 2000 is what I played on half the songs on Can We Get a Witness. But
Greg,
I don't know, man.
What, you just had that liner on the studio?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of Dave Barrett's buddies that he's had, and it's still there right now. I mean, but I tracked through my Bogner this time. But I don't know, man. The Marshalls just had this weird afterbite that I didn't like, and like I say, all I'd heard was videos on YouTube, and of course I didn't think that some of the old Plexies and stuff had enough sustain and like gain to them. But I don't know, man. I just sort of talked myself out of Marshall, but the more and more I think about it, I'm thinking about maybe getting an Orange or a Marshall next or something like that. But I haven't completely made my mind up yet.
Right.
Me and the other guitar player lay around in the van just watching videos on amps all day. So we'll figure something out one day.
If you get a chance, check out maybe the JCM 800.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah, I have.
I was actually trying. Yes, I was trying to find one of those, and I didn't know if the reissues were up to par with the older ones. And I actually found a couple older ones after I bought my Bogner, and I just didn't really want to spend the money at the time. But I thought about actually going to that too, and I actually got to play it was a Lee Jackson edition 800. But dude, I don't think that I could ever play it anywhere because you put the volume on one and it's blowing the damn doors out of the freaking music store.
Well, if you get the 100, I have a 50. It's even that is quite loud. And I was fortunate. I got it. I had a guy was in town, Dave Amato from REO Speedwagon, and he's like a gear. He's just got all gear, and he was looking at some amps, and he goes, "Hey man, you got to go get this amp. It's like from the '90s." So it was like $1,000. It was a really good deal for a combo, and I'm not a collector of gear, and but we're out, and my wife was with me, and he knows her because we always go to see him. And he's like, "Ann, you got to tell Craig to buy this amp." And I am trying to be like, I don't need another amp. She goes, "Craig, if Dave's telling you to get the amp, get it." I'm like, okay.
That's right. I don't blame you.
I won't fight you on it, but yeah, they're really good sounding amps. I know the Bogners are great too. I had the pleasure to meet, I think it's Reinhold is the guy's name. And he from the guy who runs Bogner, and he was phenomenal. He's just such a brilliant guy. It was really
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I could see why his amps are so good. Talk about how the Thunderbolts came together. I know you said you and Bristol met and started playing.
Yeah, we would just get together, and just kind of mess around on some Metallica and stuff. And we ended up having Zach join us. And, we'd go around to these open mic nights and try to get people to get up and sing with us and play. And we were together about a year, and TJ, he got up and played Stranglehold with us one night. And we were like, "Man, you want to do this for a living?" He's like, "Yeah." So we all got together, and we were playing some of our songs, our cover tunes that me, Zach, and Bristol had been playing for a while. And I told him, I said, "Man, we need another guitar player if we're going to try to pull off all this Skinner and all this stuff, And Logan was actually there, and we were like, "Dude, pick up a guitar and come in here and jam for a minute." And I was like, "Man, I think you got this, bro. Come on, you want to do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, heck yeah, man." Like he was really, really excited about joining. But so we've been playing together ever since, man. And it's just kind of messed, dude, like five brothers, So.
And when did you guys first connect?
We were established in 2016. I want to say we played our first show around September. Then it was a 4-hour set.
4 hours.
Yes. TJ and Logan had to learn 4 hours worth of covers in 2 days.
Wow. That's a good audition.
Yeah. Which if Logan had any trouble or whatever, he couldn't, he didn't have to play, but I think we put like an iPad up for TJ or something. We was like, man, I mean, it's 2 days prep, if people say something about the iPad, they can kiss it,
Yeah. That's not reasonable.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. And where you're all from the same town in Kentucky, in Georgia? Sorry.
Well, me and Bristol live in Rome, and TJ, Logan, and Zach live in Taylorsville. So they're about 30.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They're about 37 minutes apart. We are.
How did you hook up with Richard?
We actually got an offer to play a show in Chattooga County at the Somerville Fair, and they were the headliners, and we were just up on stage doing our thing, not thinking nothing about it, just thinking how cool it was to get to open for the Kentucky Headhunters. And I looked over to my left and I saw Richard sitting there with a cigar in his mouth, and I'm like, dude, like out of all the people that we've opened for, nobody's actually sat and listened to us, and for it to be Richard, this is freaking like so crazy. And I went over to TJ and I said, I think we're in the middle of Linda Hand. And I walked over to TJ and I was like, dude, look to your left. And Richard was just sitting there chewing on his cigar. And we got off stage, didn't think nothing about it. He went back in his bus, changed, went on stage, played, come off stage, and we're around there selling our merch and stuff. And he walks around the corner and he's like, who's with you boys? And we're like, it's just us five and us five and our drummer's mom here. She helps us out, a lot of the booking and stuff. And he's like, well, I need to speak with you six then. And we're like, holy crap, what is going on? He's like, y'all want to come cut a record up in Glasgow, Kentucky? And we're like, dude, yeah, of course. And we were so shocked, man. And there for the longest time, man, I really didn't think it was going to happen. Like I was waiting on the freaking email or phone call or something. And finally, one day they're like, Richard got in touch. He wants y'all to come cut a record. And we're like, oh, my God. So we got up there. He wore us out, man. We were in the studio till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then we had to be back at 11 the next day. And we're used to sleeping, till 3 or 4 in the evening. So it's like he's wearing us out, and we ended up like one day, I guess we were dragging a little bit of butt, and he chewed us out, son. But then after that, it was like nothing we could ever do again could piss him off at that point.
Right.
Like he just loves us so much, man. And he's got so much faith in us. And I'm so glad that he stuck his neck out, for us. And we're going to do everything we can to make his dreams come true with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's really how we all met. And we got up there and freaking did it, man. Got the album done. He sent the album to a few labels. We had a couple offers, but the main one that we wanted to get with was Mascot Records, mainly because we had Blackstone Cherry over there that we had already, kind of messed with and hung out with and knew. Well, at this point we hadn't, but that's a good thing, And Ron, our A&R guy, he's all in Blackstone Cherry. Richard, they're all in together. They've known each other for years, and it was just really a great thing that Ron decided he was gonna take us on at Mascot and us have all that support around us, with them. And Ron's actually coming to hang out tonight, along with a couple other of our people from Mascot. So we're gonna be excited to see them and hang out with them. We only get to see them when we play up here in New York. So
are they out of New York City?
Yeah, Ron is.
Okay.
I think the other two, they may be from here or they're flying in or something. But the first time Ron saw us, we actually had a few people there that we didn't even know about. I mean, it's like it's called The Basement in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
It's where a lot of people are, seen or picked up by agencies and whatnot. But we didn't know that so many people were there. But Mascot was the only one that decided to take us on, and that was the day we met Ron. He flew into Nashville from New York, we brought him some boiled peanuts.
Some Georgia peanuts.
Yeah, he asked, like, I think he was emailing Richard or something. He asked, "Hey, y'all think y'all could bring some boiled peanuts?" And we're like, "Dude, of course." So yeah, from that day forward, man, we just we sort of, been at it. I don't even remember what the root question was, man. I just get off on these
No, it was good. It was,
rants.
how did you guys get together? It was perfect. Great answer, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I really liked how Richard approached you guys too. He said, is anybody with you? Like, he didn't just like bogart the situation. He asked. He was very respectful. That's pretty cool. And he said, I want to talk to you. I want to make sure you talk to the drummer's mom. That's like super cool, respectful, man.
Yeah, and at the time we had another guy that was helping us out, and we were at the end of it was like a 1-year deal with him, but his main thing was just to get us in that position, and that's what we did. So he was very excited and very, very understanding about Richard taking us on full time. So because that's really what he wanted for us, because he knew if we got in the right hands, it was game on from there. So.
That's so cool, man. What a good story.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Rome?
Yes, absolutely. Never got out until this band.
Really? Wow. That's pretty common. I mean, plus you're a young guy. It's not like you're 50 years old, man. What was growing up there like?
Same crap, just a different day, man.
Yeah.
It's just, the American dream, freaking working, and I grew up seeing my dad work all the time, seeing my grandmother work all the time. Get home, you might get to hang out with family on the weekend, grill out or something, but other than that, man, you're just working to make a house payment,
Yeah.
But I really want something different than that, and this can be considered working, but it's so much fun. It's kind of hard to call it that. You might get wore out, getting in at the hotel at 6 a.m, waking up at 8 to go do an interview. But it's not work to me, man. It's just out here, But it is. But Rome's cool, man. You got some nice places to go out and eat and drink, and you got a lot of places to fish and stuff. A lot of places to hunt.
What kind of fishing do you do?
Small town.
Bass fishing or? Typically?
Oh yeah. I'll catch anything, but I don't really love anything but bass fishing. Yeah. That's my biggest thing.
So cool.
But yeah, man, it's a small town. There's pros and cons of that for sure. Mainly more cons than there is pros, but
everybody knows everybody's business, right?
Yeah, everybody's nose is in everybody else's, but once you get a little older, man, everybody grows up. It's actually better to be in a small town. People's got your back, and it's not all this drama crap like it was when you were young.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a nice little town. They're building it up so much it ain't gonna be a small town much longer.
Yeah.
We're getting all kind of crap, which I guess everybody else is too. But
where is Rome?
Man. Rome is located northwest of Atlanta.
Okay.
It's like in the top left corner, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah,
we went to Savannah about 5 months. Total. That's probably diagonally opposite end of the state, I think. And
yes,
man, I loved it up there. We had such a good time.
Savannah's cool, man. We played there with Blackberry Smoke New Year's Eve night.
That's great.
And actually the first time we've ever played there, and my first time ever being there. So what we like to do is me, Zach, and our tour manager Braden Perry, we like to go out and find all these different bars and stuff to just chill out and have a couple drinks and then go back. And the rest of the boys, they just like to chill in the green rooms and stuff and just, I don't know what they're doing in there. but we like to go out and see the town, and if there's not a town, if it's just a bunch of little restaurants in a small wooded area or something, like up in the Smokies or something, we like to go out and have breakfast or something and just see the different parts of the world.
Yeah, I think that's smart. You got no shortage of bars in Savannah, I could tell you that much.
Right.
Hey, I want to talk about the last record, which came out last year. Can We Get a Witness? Is there a primary songwriter for you guys, or do you how does that work for you guys?
Musically, anyone really inquires into it, but as far as lyrically, TJ is pretty much the primary. You know, we might throw in a couple words or a hook or something, and Richard is a primary as well. He doesn't help us write every one of our songs, of course, but he does change some things on a few to make them more where everybody can understand what we're trying to put out there, not just people in the South or whatever, because a lot of things you say, you don't realize it, but a lot of people don't understand what it means because the way you say it. You know? So pronunciation is something that we really like help on and stuff, and Richard helps with us. Even though he's real country and Southern, he still knows how to make words where everybody knows what you're saying, you know, not just people where you're from or whatever.
Well, he's so prolific. He's got such a massive catalog of songs he's written over the last 40, 50 years probably, man. So, you know, it's good that you have a guy like him in your back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If it wasn't for Richard, man, I don't think we'd be a grain of salt, man.
And musically, you all contribute to, like, one of you will come up with a riff, and then is that how it goes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're always all five together whenever songs are written, and it's always a group effort, man. Somebody's got an idea or whatever, throw it out there, and you know, if it's cool, it's cool. If it's not, we'll change it.
I want to talk about a couple of your songs I really enjoyed off the record. Can I Get a Witness, the title track? That's like your anthem song, which to me anyway, I thought it was like your anthem song, which I thought was pretty cool, having such an anthem on a first record. And I was curious, what's the backstory to that track?
The backstory is like, it's pretty much just about my bandmates are over there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yelling and stuff. Man, go on somewhere. Nah. but can I Get a Witness? It's more of like the people that doubted us from our hometown, man, because for the longest time, and it made us be in our heads, but it just felt like there was no support from anyone around that area, man. It's like the only time that they ever come out to shows is if they knew somebody playing there, or if there was a mainstream song that they might know on the radio. But I will tell you, man, this last home show, they really showed out, man. And I was really proud to see the amount we put. I think we put upwards of 460 people in our little hometown bar called Peaches, which only holds they say it holds 700. I don't think so. It's a pretty small place, but we put 460 people in there, man. That's the most we've ever seen in that place. So
that's awesome.
I guess our fan base is growing, but I do know that I've seen a lot of people from still out of the state coming to support. You know, not other than family and stuff. It's like a lot of the people that was there were just sort of regulars from our hometown, but a lot of the other people were like out of state, and
that's great.
Have seen us on the road. So,
that's phenomenal. That's really awesome. Set Me Free. I thought, what a great track to close the record with. It's like a 7-minute long blues rocker. It's not really a ballad, but it was a very soulful song, and some great guitar soloing throughout the track, and definitely closing it out. Tell me about that track.
So at that time, I feel like, I really don't know a whole lot about the lyrical part of the song. I know that everyone that lived in Taylorsville, Zach, TJ, and Logan, were all talking about moving out of their houses at the time and getting an apartment or something. So I sort of feel like that's what the, set me free, let me go thing is. I'm ready to fly at this point. I feel like that's sort of part of it. But, I really haven't dug deep into that song and tried to figure out my own lyrical reason for why he wrote the words the way he did. But that was more of like our little swing, Skinnerty type riff sounding song. And Logan actually wrote the riff to that. And I love the riff. It's so cool. And, the part at the end that's more of a Pink Floyd-y, Led Zeppelin-y type deal, that was actually Richard's doings. He changed the choruses and the endings of the song and the crazy thing about that song, man, is like, I hadn't even heard TJ's vocals on the song yet, and I go in to do overdubs on the track, and everything's off but the drums, bass, and rhythm guitar, and I can't hear TJ singing at all. Well, they're like, just play something, man, like, and they confuse me a lot because they, you know, Richard might tell you, well, play something like a Spanish song. And I'm like, man, I ain't ever heard a Spanish song, man. Like, I don't know what you mean by that, but he's like, man, just play something melodic. And I'm like, dude, and I was getting so frustrated, man. And I was like, dude, I'm so confused, man. Like, I don't know what you want out of this. And eventually I'm like, just start the track. And when they started the track, dude, I just took off into my own little world. And all I remember is getting to the end of the song, and it was like I came out of a blackout or something. I was just looking around, and everybody's just staring at me. And Richard's over there crying. And I'm like, what is he crying for? And everybody was like, dude, this just felt like there was a spirit in here or something. And they played the track, and every time that TJ sings, it's like my guitar matches it. And I couldn't even hear his vocals like the whole time. So it was like the most wicked thing that happened in my guitar playing career. Like, I never knew that I could touch somebody like that with my guitar playing, you know. And it was so cool, dude, when I just like it was like I went to sleep for a while, and then I woke up and everybody's just staring at me, and I'm like, what the hell just happened, dude?
What a good experience,
it was awesome, man. Yeah, dude, it was killer.
It sounds like you had a lot of new things happening through the experience of making this record. What was like the number one most important thing you took away from that?
From the experience with Richard and everything, or
yeah, making the experience of recording your first major. I mean, and to your credit, man, I got to tell you, this is another in 2020. You know, the album came out 2021, but to have a 13-song album that's 54 minutes long, my hat is totally off to you guys, because that's a lot of work, and most people don't do it. I mean, major stars aren't making records that long anymore, you know? So credit to you guys for like, you know, laying it all out on the table, giving 110%.
Well, it's a weird thing that we have, and don't tell Mascot, but we can pop some songs out like it's nothing, man. But, like, it's just natural to us, dude. Like, and I mean, this next record's going to be even bigger, even better, even better. But it's like the songs are just easy for us to write, man. And I mean, we've got 30 sitting right now, just waiting to be cut.
That's great.
But you know, of course, you got to. We definitely got to promote this album, man, because this was a great record. I mean, it's a great Southern rock record, and it was cut, produced, mixed, mastered by, you know, some of the greatest people. And people's got to hear this before they can hear some more, man. It's like a little teaser, you know. But I don't know, man. I just experienced what professionalism was for my first time in my life. You know, I didn't realize who I was dealing with, man. And you do realize, you know, I'm here to tell you, man, I'm only 23 years old, and I'm young, and I may not be as wise as everybody else, but I think Richard Young is one of the smartest men in this industry. And I will never doubt that either. Cool. Nobody will ever tell me any different. Greg just texted me.
That's so funny. Hey, Greg. That's great, man.
Hey, I actually shot him a text earlier and told him thank you for hooking me up with a couple interviews. So he was just messaging me back. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I know you're a young guy. You're only 23. I was curious if you've had any low points that you might have had to deal with in life, and how did you get through them?
Man, I'm not the kind of person that's going to dwell on something. If something happens, man, I try to just kind of get over it and move on with my life. My mom passed away in 2012. That's probably the worst thing that's ever happened.
Sorry, man. Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, that was also a life lesson learned, man. Don't mess with stuff, you know. Don't get into anything that you can't get yourself out of, pretty much. But yeah, that was probably one of the lowest points in my life. I mean,
God, yeah.
It was heartbreaking, man, and it was horrible and stuff. And I still think about it today, but you can't let things like that you can't let things like that ruin the rest of your life, man. I mean, you're only here for a short amount of time. Even if you live 100 years, it seems like a long time, but it's really not, you know? And it's like, you might as well be positive about everything that happens, man.
Man, I disagree with one thing that you said. You said, I'm only 23 and I may not know a lot, but what you just said is a pretty smart thing. And some people live their whole lives and don't get that. So pat yourself on the back, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I'm a very positive person. I'm a very happy person. My band says I can be mean at sometimes, but I live my life like I'm on top of the world, man. And you know, when those things happen, you know, you need to take a couple of days to sort of sit and let the world move slow for once, you know, and just kind of soak it in and be like, damn, dude. But after that, you just got to move on, get your butt off the couch, you know, and just get back to life, you know. And of course, you know, I still think about my mom and whatever bad's happened and all that. And,
well, you just
but you're
kid.
always going to think about it.
You were young. You were like, what, 14, 15 or something, man?
So I was 12, yeah.
12, yeah.
Actually, about to turn 12. But it's
God,
just, it's something
sorry.
that happens in life, man. No, dude, it's all good. I mean, you got to just think about the good things, man, the memories and stuff, you know, because nobody's going to live forever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live forever, you know? So, I mean,
it's funny.
It is what it is.
My youngest, I got 2 boys and a girl, and my daughter's youngest, and she's just about a year behind you. And it's funny, man, now that we are getting older, I noticed they are not thinking of, they're more aware of our mortality now. It's an interesting, you know.
It's really scary to think about, dude. I hate to even think about the fact that my dad or my grandma, which were the 2 biggest, you know, adults, parental guidance, whatever in my life, or, you know, parents to me, pretty much.
Sure.
It's horrible to think about the fact that, you know, they are getting up there in age, and I don't like to think about it, but I'm not going to think about it, man. Yeah. I'm just going to live and enjoy it. And I hate to look back at pictures of me in high school and think, holy cow, dude, I didn't have no hair on my face. What's going on? Why am I getting old? And I'm only 23. But...
Don't worry about that. You got a while. I had a question I was going to ask you, and you've revealed some of that answer. Was as you're moving through your career, what are some of your personality traits that you feel are contributing to your success? Certainly, your attitude about life and making choices as being happy is one of them. But what else?
Man, I try to be honest with everybody. Try to shoot them straight. You got honesty, being trustworthy. Being kind and just helping people out, man, which I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't do enough of that, I feel like. But any chance I get that I feel like I've got something spiritual over me that I need to do something, I do it, you know. And whether or not I get any good out of it or not, I really don't care. And I'm not the best person either. I do some bad things, but everybody does, you know. But yeah, I just really try to be like trustworthy, honest, and that's really all you need, man. It's just be kind, trustworthy, and honest.
I know, if you can do that,
yeah, if you can do that, dude, people are gonna love you, you know. And don't be fake about it either, you know. If you're real about it, they really will love you, man. Support you.
I'm very big on that last one, man, because you can tell when someone's bullshitting. It's just like, and it's such a turnoff, you know.
Yes, and I hope that nobody's ever felt like I was being that way, because, you know, I'm just who I am. But, you know, you can't dwell on that either, man. You just got to do what you can do and freaking hope that you're freaking doing the right thing, man.
Yeah. Plus how somebody feels about you, man, when it comes down to it, it's none of your business, or, you know, not you, but none of our business, you know, however, you know, they're entitled, you know, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I would say a lot of people that have met me and hung out with me, man, they love me. And if they've got some kind of issue, that's mainly on them, dude, because I would do anything I could to be friends with them. I don't want to have no enemies, you know?
Right on.
But, and I hate to say it's on them. It's like I'm accusing them, but, you know, dude, it really, if you want to come speak to me and hang out with me, come on, dude. Like, I don't care, you know?
You're like a younger version of our mutual friend, Steve Jewell, because he's like super positive and you know.
Yeah, dude, I love
Yeah,
Steve,
yeah,
man.
he's
He's
great.
cool to hang out with. Yeah,
He's really
I could
cool.
see that for
Yeah.
sure.
Tell me the funniest, and thank you for sharing all that. That was very nice and kind of you, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely,
that.
man. No doubt.
Tell me the funniest or most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on stage or in the studio.
Huh. Man, there's not a whole lot of things because it's hard to embarrass me. But I have been on stage and I happen to have been drinking something that doesn't help your muscles, unlike water. And I went down on my knees to play a solo, and well, I couldn't get back up because my legs were like stuck in a cramp, man. And it was like I finally got back up, but that was actually with the tour with Blackstone Cherry. It was a little embarrassing, but man, stuff happens all the time. I run around the stage, I goof off, trying to put on a show for people, and I may get hung in my cord and almost bust my ass. You know, it's just stuff happens all the time. The first time I met Richard, I had a cyst down at my lower back, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God.
And he's like, man, let me see it, man. And I'm like, dude, no, you don't want to see it, dude. And he's like, come on, there's a doctor right down the street. Well, I showed him. He's like, oh my God, boy, you got ass-crack-itis. And I'm like, no, I don't. That was quite embarrassing.
You got ass-crack-itis. That's great, man.
Yeah. So all the boys thought that crap was funny, all my bandmates. And I'm just like, man. But yeah, that was pretty embarrassing because anything that's putting you down from doing anything physical, it's like, man, I'm lesser right now. I'm not 100%, and I can't stand being that way. Like I can't stand if I broke my foot, I would be miserable because I can't stand the fact that I can't walk myself outside and get a breath of fresh air.
Sure, man.
I don't like being in that situation. I don't like. So, dude, that was really embarrassing, but especially Richard saying ass-crack-itis. I mean, that was. I mean, that's just a couple things. I'm sorry, man. But
no, it's totally cool. No, it's good.
Okay.
Tell me, what's your top 3 desert island discs, just for this moment, because that changes all the time.
What does that mean exactly?
Like desert island discs, like so if you got stranded on a desert island, the top 3 albums you'd take with you.
Oh man, I'd have to go with AC/DC's first album, High Voltage.
Great record.
I'm just gonna go with like something back when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what everybody does.
And something maybe in the middle. Okay.
All right.
So now I would like to take Hell Yeah's first record. That's what I've been listening to a lot, which I don't even remember the name of it, dude. I
Hell
just listen
Yeah?
to like all
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Where
Are you serious, dude?
Where have I been? Yeah. What kind of music is that?
It's metal, man. I listen to a lot of metal.
Hell yeah.
But,
okay, I have to check that. I'm not like
you need
big
to check them out, dude.
in the metal genre. I will check them out for sure. I'm gonna circle this in red.
Well, do you know Pantera?
I'm not a fan of that kind of music. It's like what I grew up with that was called metal is nothing like what you grew up with what's called metal. It's totally different.
Metal in your day would have been more like Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer.
No, not even. I'm older than that. It would be like Judas Priest.
Hey, I love Judas Priest.
To some extent, the Scorpions, that kind of stuff. And then it got involved, and then like Metallica, that was the next rung, and then I got lost on that, and so I'm totally lost on metal now. But I want to check them out because I've heard the Hell Yeahs for sure.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so Dimebag Darrell's brother is actually the drummer of Hell Yeah, Vinnie Paul.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to check them out, man. But since you said Judas Priest, let's go with every Judas Priest record. Stopping at War. We're gonna stop at War. I'm not a fan of anything past War.
All right.
But dude, Judas Priest is freaking. I mean, he's a metal god, man. Rob Halford, dude.
Yeah. So I like their first, like Sad Wings of Destiny. It's like their first or second record.
Dude.
That's way
Victim
back
of
there,
Changes.
Man. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. Really good stuff.
Dude.
Not many people your age would know that record, man. That's good.
I'm telling you, dude, my dad he poured it into my ears.
That's good. He did a good job.
Yeah.
Hey, Riley, tell me one or two things that you've done or one or two changes that you made that have had the biggest impact in your life.
Uh, I guess the way that I think about life would be one of them, because I mean, back in the day, I haven't always been the greatest person. I'm not going to sit here and believe anybody that says that they were,
Yes.
And if you have been, more power to you. But man, I know a lot of people have done some things that they regret. And I'm not scared to say it. I don't care who knows, but I like the way I'm living right now, man. I try to be freaking straight up with people, and I try to be kind and cool. So I like that change in my life. And I guess that's really the biggest thing, man, because, when you start realizing that life's more about everybody else
than yourself,
just one person, yeah. But I don't know.
No, that's great.
May say that may say that it's still that way, but
no, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. You've made it a pretty big point to say that you put a lot of effort and energy into that. So you may not be where you want to be, but you're on your way for sure. 100%.
Definitely not, man.
100%.
I totally hope that by the end of my time, I'm there. Like I've done all that I could possibly do.
Tell me your best childhood memory.
Oh God, man, that's a hard one. There's a lot. I had some pretty good times. Best childhood memory, man. That's a tough question. I don't know, man. I had so many, man. Like I would, I'd go to the flea market and stuff with my mom, which, there's a lot of people that's going to listen to this and be like, what the heck, dude? You went and bought stuff from
that's really nice.
Yeah, we didn't really grow up. I didn't grow up with a whole lot of money. I don't feel like none of us did. So, I mean, going to that kind of thing and like seeing, which even to this day, dude, I'm a huge fan of old stuff. I don't really care. There's a few things that, you might buy new that are really good quality and cool, but dude, I'm totally into all the vintage stuff, man. And I still to this day wouldn't mind walking in a freaking antique mall and checking out all the cool old crap I can find. But that kind of stuff, man, and just going to work with my dad, I always thought that was so fun, man. A couple Spanish guys up there, and I think they're hilarious because they're talk a little different than us and say things a little different, but what they say, man, is they just crack me up. And I love them two guys to this day, Cristobal and Wilfredo. That's their names. But I don't know, man. The biggest things in life are the small things, man. It ain't. I'm starting to realize it ain't about all the spending money, and which all that stuff's good, man. Having a good time spending some money. I just got back from Gatlinburg and it was fun, but some of the funnest things are just seeing other people be happy when you're places,
Dude, you have I've been writing down all these quotes that you have. Some awesome. The biggest things in life are the small things. I try to be kind and cool. Of course, then you got ass-crack-itis, but you got a lot of good. you got a lot of good nuggets in here, man. You're like a wise beyond your years. How about just a couple left, man? What's the best advice you've been given, and who gave it to you?
I've gotten a lot of good advice. That's why I know all these things. But now my dad was a huge influence on the way I think now. My cousins, uncles. I mean, I'm a family man, dude. Like a lot of stuff I learned it from my family, and I have an uncle and named David, and he was always teaching me growing up, just to get your shirt off your back to anybody that needs it. I'd see him, buy people's food at the Waffle House or something and not tell them, and we just leave. Like they don't even know who bought it. They don't know why they bought it.
That's cool.
They don't find. yeah, so that kind of stuff, I really like that kind of stuff, man, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, my dad, he's taught me, you got to be a man. Don't be out here being a little boy. When you grow up, man, there's some things that you really gotta take into consideration and just do the right thing. And I have trouble, man, because growing up hearing that all the time, I can't even make a freaking decision on something. I can't even pick whether I want this guitar or this guitar because of that. I want to make the right choice no matter what I do.
Yeah.
But
well, that's a blessing and a curse, one of those things.
Yeah, definitely. And I've experienced more of the curse so far.
No, I think you'd has a lot of I think you're doing great, man. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, sometimes I suck at making decisions, man. And most of the time, man, if I'm out of town or something, I need help. I call my dad, and be like, "What do you think's the best thing?" And I may or may not go with his decision because I'm my own man now, and I'm, I ain't got it all figured out. But my girlfriend would say that I think I know everything, and
dude, yeah. I gotta let you in on a secret. At 23, we all suck at you said I suck at making decisions. I don't know anybody that is really good at making decisions at 23. So you're right on the course, man. You're doing great.
Yeah.
From my vantage
best
point.
Best thing I can do is think about what's going to be best for best for the situation and run with it.
Yeah. All you could do is all you could do. My son came to me the other day. My oldest, he'll be 32 a couple of months, and I was telling him about something. He goes, I said, man, I'm a little uncomfortable about that. He goes, yeah, I thought about that and you were right. And I just picked up my phone. I said, man, I started filming it. I said, could you say that again? Because he said I was right. And that was you don't say that too often. I was like, holy shit, I want to record that, So
yeah, dude.
It's
something you never realize until you start thinking about it, and you're like, oh my God, maybe what my dad said was actually correct. Yeah. Maybe I should have went with that route, and you just didn't. And now you think back on it, it's like, maybe dads are a little smarter than we think they are.
Yeah, they get smart once you're around 28 or so, 25 to 28. So that'll happen.
Yeah.
Last question, man. I just want to thank you so much, and I want to tell you I'm really happy that I got to connect with you, and I'm so excited about your life and your career and the Georgia Thunderbolts. And I think you guys, I'll have you back on the show in a few years if you'll come, because I think you'll be headlining and you'll be having young guys open up for you. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and thank you so much for your time.
Man, thank you so much, man.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Most important lesson that you've learned so far, and you might have talked about it a little bit, but tell me what that's been.
I've probably talked about it a lot of bit, man. Even though that's not a word, I like to use it. Most important lesson I've learned, man. It takes you back, man. Just being a good human being, and you're never gonna be perfect. You're always gonna do things that are you'll regret or whatever. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. I just sit back and watch all these people like Richard and stuff, man, talk to people, and it's crazy to think, man, he knows all these people and they love him so much because he's a good human being. He's trustworthy and honest, and he's just a regular old guy, man. He don't stick his nose up to nobody. And it's just cool to watch that, man. I actually do plumbing when I'm home, and my uncle, he knows so many people, man. And, they got such a good business going for them because they've treated people right all these years and they've done the right thing. And, that's what I hope to accomplish, and by the end of my years, it's just have a lot of people that I know I can count on, have a lot of friends, because that's the biggest lesson to me is just, man, if you just be kind and freaking, dig into somebody else's interest, and try to figure out, what y'all can talk about together, and it'll take you a long way, man. I might even go watch something about cheerleading, and why would a man care anything about cheerleading? Well, because I want to make conversation with somebody else,
Yeah.
And that's what I do, man. Which there's some things that I ain't gonna get into. I'm not gonna act like I'm interested. I'll just be like, look, I don't want to know nothing about that. I don't. But most things, man, I'll try to Google it or something, you know, I may actually find interested in it when I shouldn't. But
good for you, man. You're open-minded.
Yeah, I sort of try to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, you seem super. Give your uncle a shout. What's his plumbing business? What's the name of his business?
K&D Plumbing.
K&D Plumbing. If your toilet's backed up in Rome, call those guys, man. That's it. Right,
you might have me out at your house whenever I go out the store.
That's it, man. Why not? Hey, man, again, thanks so much for everything, Riley. And I want to just tell people, I would love you all to check out the Georgia Thunderbolts. You can find them online at georgiathunderbolts.com. Also, the new record, Can We Get a Witness? What is the... it's phenomenal record. It's really good to have a first album like this. You guys and Richard did a phenomenal job, and this is only going to go upward. Is the when is the new record? When are you going in the studio to record it?
I'm not actually sure, man. You know, hopefully sometime soon. You know, we'll start cutting some new tracks, but we're really just trying to get the most out of this record, man, and get the most people hearing it, and you know, involved with it, and you know, touch some people with our lyrics, you know, on this first record. And once they've had enough of it, I'm sure we'll be ready to give them some more for sure.
Awesome. So probably 2023, the next record will be out. I will be looking forward to it. Can We Get a Witness? Everybody check it out. Are you on? But want people to follow you on Instagram or on any social media?
Yeah. Just follow the Georgia Thunderbolts, man. That'd probably help me out more than anything. Yeah.
Awesome.
And if you end up finding me somewhere in there, you can add me and follow me. That's okay. But mainly just my band, man. As many supporters and help as we can all get, you know, that's what's gonna be best. So.
Right on, man. You come through Tampa, maybe we'll go fishing, man. I love bass fishing. It's so relaxing, and nothing like smoking a cigar and just like dropping a line in the water and like checking out for the afternoon, man. I love it. It's awesome.
Dude, I'm down, man. Keep a check on us, and if you see us coming through there that way, we'll meet up on somewhere on the route and go do some fishing.
Absolutely. Yeah, my word, man. Riley, thank you for everything. Hold on one second. Let me just say goodbye to everybody and we'll wrap up. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, please share it on your channels and spread the love. Thanks very much to Riley Couzzourt and the Georgia Thunderbolts. I'd love you to check out the band, georgiathunderbolts.com. New record is Can We Get a Witness? You will be hearing more from these boys. Really cool music if you like good old classic rock and roll, blues rock, southern rock. Thanks to Riley for spending time with us. And most important, remember that happiness is a choice, so choose wisely. Be nice, go play your guitar, and have fun. Until next time, peace and love, everybody. I am out. Riley, thanks for everything, brother.
Thank you, man.